Hello, everyone, and welcome to CMPAC Spotlight. Tonight, we're going to talk about some specials, and my special guest in the studio with me tonight is Mr. Ryan Young. So welcome, Ryan.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, And of course, I'll just introduce you as having done a special.
Right.
And that's how you just kind of came into this platform, right?
Right.
So how did you even think to do a special? It's like a one-off. Let's let the audience know the specials are like a one-off as opposed to a series that you would see every week or every other week. So how did you come to think to do a special?
Well, they had different things they offered. And, special is something that, I was trying to get my feet wet, see how the flow is. So, I thought get a special in. If it goes well, then I try to move forward and do something bigger than that.
Right. Well, you're exactly right. I usually tell people during orientation to, do a special. If you're new to television, if you're new to this platform, just go ahead and maybe get your feet wet, like you said, and step on in there, wade in the water. And so you had a band, your first.
Correct.
Yeah. So how'd that come about?
Well, my son is in a band. So it was him and three other guys. All of them in different bands. So they all got together and did like a jazz fusion collective. It was all off the top. They was just freestyling basically.
So does your son do this on a regular?
Well, he got a band called Odd Jobs.
Okay.
They do gigs around town.
Okay. All right.
The Juneteenth, they was at Roman Bearden Park.
Wow. Okay.
And the other gentleman in the video, kind of older, he's been doing this thing since the 80s, so he has experience and he's kind of mentoring them in certain ways.
What's his name again?
His name is Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Bassman, Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
He all-star bassman in Charlotte, so.
Okay. And so he was kind of like a mentor for your son and some of the others?
Actually, all the little, because our jobs, all of them is 18 and under.
Okay.
And saying they in jazz arts and different things. So, he got experience. So with him, he's just kind of guiding them in certain things. He's not really teaching them so much, but just kind of as an example. Right.
Kind of giving them the ropes, kind of leading them along the way.
Certain information and certain details they should work on and things like that.
Okay. Well, Ryan, what about you? Do you play an instrument? You sing? You musical? What do you do?
Well, I make beats. You know what I'm saying? I'm a music producer. That's what I started off as.
Really?
Yeah.
And so how long were you doing that?
I've been doing it since I was like 13.
You look 13, but you got a son.
He's 15.
That's 15.
Right.
And so you've been doing this since like he's his age.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow, since you were his age. Right. So how did you get into doing beats?
With us, it was a neighborhood thing. Like it was this guy named Monty Fromberger. He got a keyboard, and then from there, everybody was just going over his house. And just from that point, we just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Then I started getting instruments, different drum machines, and the other guys, and it was a big neighborhood thing.
Really?
Yep. Yorkwood, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Say again?
Yorkwood, neighborhood called Yorkwood.
Yorkwood. Okay,
Little Apple.
Little Apple. Well, listen, it sounds like you need to highlight Yorkwood. What'd you say, Little Apple?
That's what
the Big Apple.
Name. Yeah, right.
So what was happening back when you were doing your thing? What was the music scene then? Who was out? Okay.
No, hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all the Wu-Tang, Biggie, Tupac, people like that.
Yeah, Tupac. We miss him, don't we?
A little bit,
yeah. He had a lot to spit.
Yeah, a lot of message in his music.
Right. So as far as messaging in the music, that was just instrumental, right? Your special band.
Yeah. See now, with the new rappers, my son, he's not really into the a lot of the current rappers like the trap. He like Kendrick and J. Cole, people like that, but he's more into making music, playing instruments, different instruments, because all they band play different instruments. So I wanted to highlight that. So that's the main point of having, getting them in there.
Very good. Well, now the night that you came, there were some there's some things that you found were essential to the production process. So why don't you talk to us about that in terms of what you came in prepared to do and what you found out you needed to do? Because people want to know. What's
Well,
it take?
here at CMPAC, you know, it's different levels. You gotta start off as like get your production credits or whatnot, and then you go from the studio, and then the control room, then editing. So with me, I'm just on the production level right now, and I didn't have an editor that night.
Director, right?
Director, I keep messing them up.
That's
I didn't
okay.
have a director,
Uh-huh.
so I wasn't able to use you guys' cameras. So we had a young lady that was actually the girlfriend of the drummer, and she produces films herself. So she brought her camera in. So we had to improvise with the camera lady, and she did a good job. She had to kind of stand in different angles to kind of get the whole studio, but we kind of worked it out. It's not the best that we could have did or the best that we're going to do, but we was able to handle the situation in that tough spot.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you said that in terms of it's not the best that you could have done, but you can't or that you will do, but you're going to keep moving forward.
Kept it moving, yeah.
Because what this platform is an opportunity for the layperson who wants to speak their mind or put whatever they feel is worth seeing and hearing on the air.
That's right.
And there are many of us who have worked in the professional fields, out at television networks. So we want to help you.
Right.
We want to be able to bring you in at this level because we believe you have something to say.
Right.
So you guys made it work. You got something down.
Got something down.
Right.
Something got in the mix.
Okay. And it was called, what's the show? What was the show?
So it's called Spotlight City.
Spotlight City. Yeah. So people can wait to look out for that.
Most definitely look out for it.
Yeah.
We're coming up with a series. It's going to be every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we're going to feature like musicians, different things of that nature, artists. And we're going to try to make it actually like a city platform because the name of the other show was Carolina Blue Note Carolina Blue Note Jazz Theater.
Okay.
So in the city, Spotlight City. So it's going to be something like that. Every show is going to be like a location, and it's going to be featuring certain things in that location. I want to do something like where I feature artists, like painters, and stuff like that.
Nice.
And stuff like that.
Very nice. Now, you said the show was called something different? Was this before you came?
No, it's called Spotlight City.
Right.
But the actual, how we had it set up was like the particular name of that show was Carolina Blue Note Jazz Theater.
Okay, so the subtitle, kind of like what it is that the main show that people can expect to start seeing
Right.
as a series now, not a special, but it's called Spotlight
Spotlight City.
And wherever you go, there will be a subtitle in terms of,
It's going to be
how
like
to highlight that.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like like a certain subject, and we're going to highlight that. Like with the artist, it's going to be like in a gallery setting and stuff like that.
Okay.
And also I'm bringing the beat makers on as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, it's got a lot of stuff that featuring a lot of people in Charlotte that got a lot of talent, very.
Oh, yeah.
So, just want to put them on the spotlight.
Listen, there is a lot of talent. A lot of talent. We've had Jodeci come out of Charlotte, this area. Fantasia, Anthony Hamilton,
Sunshine Anderson,
the baby, Sunshine Anderson. And I think she has a show now. I think she has a radio show. She's still doing that. But and there's probably others that we haven't mentioned, and then others that we don't know about yet.
Right.
Yeah, so you're gonna be a part of that.
My son, they up and coming.
Yeah.
They still in high school, so they the next ones on the jazz scene.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Well, what do you feel about kind of getting these youth in to music? I mean, your son's there.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, they just re-energize me. And like, actually, the reason why I'm doing this show is kind of like, they kind of inspired me to get back into like what I was doing, just taking on the TV level now. Like,
right. So, well, that kind of flows right into what I want to ask about when you're going to come on this side of the camera, other than us talking right now, because as the producer, you aren't necessarily required to be on camera.
Right.
You just pull the talent in, get everything together so that people can look at it. But what about coming on this side and doing some beats?
I might be a part of that. I'm mostly just want to feature people though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Be the one telling everybody, setting everything up,
Behind the
bringing everything
scene.
together.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what my interest is, my passion is right now. But
Sure.
if I have to, host or something, do an interview or something, I can always step in. I think a producer should always be able to fill any role that needs to be done.
There you go. That's very good. That's a very good way to think of it because, things can happen. Just like what happened when you had your, first trial here and we had to improvise.
Yeah.
But we'll help you, like we did that night. And a lot of times it's like a learning experience.
It's definitely
Yeah.
learning. I mean, that's what I'm here for, to learn. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give an opportunity to learn from scratch all the way to the, to the tippy. So
Right.
So I'm in it for the, for the long haul.
Well, that's really good. That's really good. We need a lot more music shows and a lot more arts and entertainment, not just on this platform, but just out, in general.
Generally, right.
And so Charlotte, like we said, does have a lot. So what else have you actually seen going on in Charlotte that you feel like you want to highlight?
Like I said, it's some female rappers I want to bring on as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know a lot of male rappers, so I'm gonna have to eventually get them in. I'm trying to hold off on that, but they eventually get them in. Plus, singers. I know a lot of singers.
Yeah.
Bands. I know a lot of just band musicians. I'm gonna be highlighting individually.
Right.
'Cause I know great keyboard players and great musicians. Where I'm gonna highlight them as a single entity.
Ron, you know what? We're pretty hungry for singers. We really are. Singers that tell a story. That's right. People who can sing, because it feels like there's a lot of the same thing that's out there.
Exactly.
Now, see, I really like Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic because they have that groove and they have songs, real lyrics.
Yeah, I think we're coming back into an era where musicians, more like live musicians, is playing on records now as opposed to. Yeah, I think that's the next era we about to venture into.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, I like that. I like with what you're bringing to the table, what you're doing, and as far as going out there and just scouting talent. It's really what you're doing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, not just for this show, but maybe
general.
for in general. But maybe you think you might want to start a band yourself?
I mean, not me personally, but if I do events, I always have bands and people available. So this can venture off into actual events, different shows, different venues and stuff like that as well.
Okay, so you mean, we talk about the different events. Do you mean get your son's band booked at an event?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already doing it.
Do you plan the event, the entire event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if I get them booked at a certain venue, or myself set up a venue and then have them perform other, as well as with other people that's, talented as well.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. And then to just think that you said it. You said that the producer needs to be ready to do whatever. So do you feel that way? Same thing about being in the band?
If I need,
if you're at an event,
yeah, I'm always ready.
Okay, so
no matter what.
So you said you do beats,
right?
Beats like with the synthesizer, the
drum
keyboards,
machines,
drum machine,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Anything else?
It's a keyboard, drum machines.
Yeah, but do you play like a physical other physical instrument?
I can play the piano and stuff like that. Because with beats, you got to be able to play like the piano and stuff like that. But it's mostly like on percussion.
Okay.
You do beats and stuff like that. So
nice.
But you can, where they have it set up, you can sample anything, or you just take sounds and manipulate them. So.
Okay, so when you talk about you can sample anything, so you feed in somebody else's music.
Well, you can sample sounds like from other people's music, old records, or they got sound packs now that comes with like different grooves on it. So it's no limit to where you can get the sounds from. You can take stuff from old TV shows, old movies, whatever.
Yeah.
So just manipulate it. I
hear that a lot, actually. There is a show that I listen to a lot of times after I get off work and I'm in the car, and there's a show called The Nightly Spirit with Darlene McCoy. And at the end, she takes it because it's time to wrap it up. And at the end, she'll use a piece of, I think it is the Jeffersons.
For real?
Yeah, it is hilarious. And so I think Jeanette Dubois was singing the theme song to that. So she uses a piece of that, and I think it's so cool because you don't have to recreate it. You don't have to pretend that it's something that it's not.
All right.
And she's a singer herself, so she could have sang it, but she went and used the original.
All right.
So when you do things like that, do you get in touch with the artist?
Well, they have
How do you
like
do it?
copyrights where you can like go through the ASCAP, BMI, and get the copyrights, and then after that, they if they allow you to use it, then you can use it, however you want to. If they don't, then you can't use it. But most time they good with it because they're getting paid. If it can make millions, they get a piece of that.
So you basically pay for the sound pack, right?
Well, the sound packs you pay for, or you can download them. They got free sound packs. It's endless amount of sounds on the internet now.
Okay. All right. Well, you're talking something new. And some of the folks, they're going to want to learn about what you do. You ever thought of doing a show that would kind of teach that?
Yeah, when I do this, it's going to be a show with the beat makers.
Okay.
Then, because there's other people that mentored me, I'm going to bring them on and, let them explain a lot of more, go into detail about a lot of stuff. So
all right.
It's going to be interesting, you know what I'm saying?
So back in the day, you said you guys had a band and you were in Yorkwood.
Yeah, that's on the south side.
Okay. So you're going to pull some of those fellas back?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Okay, so they're still in the area.
Yeah, they still here.
So what are they doing?
They still doing their thing. I mean, they making money in other areas, but they still
That's
got
what I wanna
talent.
know.
They still making music right to this day.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Well,
And a lot of people I came up with, even after Yorkwood, everybody's still into the mix, still doing their thing. They still, the interest and passion is there, even though they might not have achieved, platinum fame, but they still got that passion, so they still doing it. So,
that's a real good point, and that could be a part of what you say on your show because, there are a lot of people who may never reach, like you just said, that level of fame, but they did some great things. And I was recently watching Unsung on TV One, where they went back to some of the bands, in the 90s and the early 2000s and trying to find out what are they doing now. And things have shifted with a lot of people. Some are still in the industry doing very well. Others went into business, real estate, whatever.
right, always real estate, insurance.
Always real estate and insurance, something steady. So what would you tell your son and some of the young people who want to go into this as a profession?
Main thing, don't do it, for the money. Always do it because it's something you love to do. It's your passion, and you just want to get as great as you can at doing it. Make that your first goal. And then after that, if the money comes, then it's just an added bonus. I mean, if you got the passion, nowadays you also got to know business. Because back in the day, we didn't really know business at all. But now you got so many avenues to learn the business side of the game. So learn that as well. And then you can always make money in different ways now. You can do it independently and make a lot of money. And if you happen to get signed to a major label or whatnot, that's an added bonus. But you can always set up shows. There's so many ways to make money doing it now. But the first thing is do it because it's something that you want to do and you love doing. It's passion.
Right. Well, that's really good advice. That's real good advice. And, I'm thinking about what you said back in the day, we didn't have this, we didn't have that. Things have changed so much now.
Right.
It's like you can be your own manager.
Everything.
You can do everything and make sure that it's fair and done right. Yeah. So, I mean, what are some of those things like back in the day that you remember somebody needed in order to really make it?
But back then, you had to get signed to a major label to actually, get on the radio or get your music out. Nowadays, you don't need that because they have like Spotify and certain things like that where you can actually set up your own, contract with them to get distribution. But, so the middleman is gone and a lot of the overhead as far as money is gone. Now you can get your own studio in your own room. Back then, you had to pay $60 on up for an hour for a studio time. Wow. So now it's so much easier, so much inexpensive. And there's so much knowledge on the internet now where you can learn the business
Right.
as opposed to they just giving you a contract and you just sign it because you're just eager. So it's just a lot of ways now where you don't have to rely on nobody else.
Yeah, and it sounds like people do need to get business savvy, and they can get business savvy because it's right there.
It's right there.
And you don't have to worry about someone who doesn't have the talent, but they have the money and they have the connections, and then they're eating off of you.
Right.
You can eat off of yourself.
Eat off yourself. Yeah.
You can get your, what they say, your coins yourself, right?
Yep.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And just knowing that you and those you're producing can do that is so, it's to me, it's exciting and exhilarating.
Yeah.
And now you brought it to this platform.
That's right.
Yeah. So do you have any other shows or any other ideas in the works?
Yeah, I got plenty of ideas, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
I'm trying to take my time, make sure each show I give it, focus on that show. So the next show, like I said, it's either going to be with the artists, like the actual painters, because I want to do that as well.
Okay.
I like the painters because I met a lot of great painters. I actually met one here. Forgot his whole name.
When you say here, you mean at the studio when you were taking classes?
I was taking class
Okay.
and he was getting interviewed. And he had a great interview. Then after that, we kind of made exchange numbers or whatnot. And he showed me a lot of his paintings and a lot of people he's in contact with, or,
Right.
actually he's actually teaching.
Okay.
And he showed me a lot of their paintings and it was like amazing. So
Wow.
I do want to feature that. So.
Yeah, that sounds good. That brings up another thing for me because there was a young lady who came here. She's like, I think she's 15, about your son's age. And her drawings are amazing.
Wow.
It's just amazing. And her mom was sharing how she would just sit in her room and just focus on that and do all of that. So I have to connect you two.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, because it's really good to highlight someone's talents.
That's right.
And especially folks out here now, no matter what their age.
Right. Age ain't nothing but a number,
Yeah. And when they are young, when it is like someone who is really coming up and they do this as a hobby, they doodle as a hobby, then they have to focus on school, or they're at the point where they need to get a job so they can get money for college or car or whatever. And then their focus may go away from that.
Yeah.
This is a way to kind of rein that back in.
Keep that fire going in them. Yeah,
Exactly.
So they can, feel like I'm doing it's a purpose in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that purpose in it. What does that mean?
I mean, purpose basically means you ain't just doing it for nothing. Like it's something, I'm gonna get something out of it. And a lot of people back in the day, a lot of people that I knew, they would quit because the money didn't come fast enough. And, they didn't see they didn't see nothing in it. That's why I said the first purpose should be your love for it. And then also, a lot of people didn't help us back in the day either that could have helped us.
That's true.
So it's like with the kids now, I just want to help them, make them feel like, oh, I can do this. It's something, that I like doing. This is exciting. I can see a future in this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of killing the dreams, you just want to expand the dreams so they can walk in their purpose.
I love that you said that, Ryan, about how we need to help others. I feel the same way because you did feel like there were people who did not pay attention to what you may be good at and try to mold you and help you. We had to just kind of watch and look around, right? And knowing that we do have to make a living, we have to have some balance.
Right.
Yeah. So it sounds like, that's something that you can, talk about, not just feature the artist, but I don't know, maybe a segment.
Yeah, most definitely.
Telling folks, this is good for you to make sure you love it.
Yeah. It's always going to be inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I call it Spotlight, because that light is also not only the outer light, but the inner light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep that going, keep that building up and not, die out. That's what you want to do.
Right. Well, I'm sitting here remembering what you said about not really wanting to be on camera. You just want to put everybody else on camera. You have a host or a hostess who might be able to express what you've just expressed.
I mean, I can't say they're gonna express exactly but I do have people that are great hosts and got, great personalities that, they're gonna express their own experiences and things of that nature. But, they in sync with me. So that's why we connected.
In sync.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they might not bring out exactly what I'm saying, but they are going to bring something along those, along those lines and everything.
Well, the reason I said that was because, you may have to rethink that. Come on camera. Let us see some of that, your personality and what it is that you know.
I mean, I'm going to do that.
You want to say.
I'll do that one day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wanting to encourage you because there's a lot of, it's like meatiness. There's a lot of meat to what you can put out there and what you can contribit.
All right.
And a lot of
inspiring me. So
well, I hope so. I hope so because you have a lot to share. And whenever it comes down to you taking the steps to come in and learn like you did, to pull things together for a show here and to pull people together in the community, that takes some chutzpah, if we say, some just, good motivation and planning.
Right.
And so, of course, if you have something yourself, you can put it out there. Right. So I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole experience of being here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm in it for the long haul.
Right.
So with that being said, I most definitely, I might start off just behind the scenes. I might host my own show. You never know. Like I said, I'm just learning. Right. Taking it step by step and see how it happens.
Well, now, do you have a podcast?
No, I don't have a podcast.
Are you thinking about that?
I haven't thought about it. But,
Right.
It's available here, so I might get into that.
Yeah, it's available here. It's available on a lot of other platforms. And I asked that because I know that when you're featuring artists, you have that opportunity to have it out there in other areas, other platforms, right? As opposed to like this talk show. I mean, people could hear that on a podcast, but you got music going, and so that would be cool. Podcast, radio, yeah, very good. So you are just, sound like you're a well-rounded guy.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Now, what do you do outside of this and outside of the music?
Well, outside of this, far as talking about work? Yeah,
work, your profession, the things that you're focused on other than this?
I do delivery driving right now.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say the company. I don't know if I can say the
company. No, don't say the company, but that's fine. Yeah. And that's what's good because, you are basically living what you would share is make your living, pursue your hustle with your hobby, love what you're doing, and make sure that it making a difference, right?
Make an impact, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, Ryan, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. And, I look forward to seeing a lot more of what you're going to be doing.
Okay.
And I hope it has been encouraging to, kind of get you thinking about what you can put on the platform.
Oh, yeah. Very encouraging.
Very, very good. All right. So we'll talk to you some more next time.
All right.
All right. And you guys, we will talk with you also next time. We want you to stay tuned for Spotlight City. Check out TVAccess21.com to see all the lineups. And we'll see you here on CMPAC Spotlight next go around. Have a good one.